Yes, welcome back to another video. Hope you're good. And today we're going to have a go at using our ruler. This is larger than the one I'd normally use, but it's just to give you an idea really. Ideally, if you arm yourself with a ruler in your tools, then if you're going to be drawing something in particular where the sides are of equal length, then your ruler can come in handy for giving you the sort of the middle point as a starter, if you like. So just going to do it very quickly. Just going to draw a faint line sort of down the middle, and that's just to act as your guide really, so that when you come to do your object, which in a lot of cases will be a still life object, then it gives you something to sort of start from. So if I'm just going to do, say, a simple glass, then that's your sort of like your middle line. So you're treating that as sort of like the middle of your glass, if you like. And then you can start to plot out then the sort of sides and the bottom, and then add more detail. Obviously you want to do it quite lightly to start off with. So pretty much I'm just going to do it fairly rapidly, just so you get the idea. You want it sort of like an equal length on both sides. Now again, I don't know if you need your ruler to do that or not. Let me just measure. It's sort of 3.5 centimeters to that point. 1, 2, 3.5 to that point. So that's where I want to drop. So let's just try again. It'll probably look completely unbalanced in a minute, but it's all about practicing. So yeah, give it a go basically. And then we're just going to sort of loosely just draw something out. And then again, it's just making the other ends meet. Doesn't look entirely convincing, that, does it? But let's make that a little bit shorter, shall we? Trim it down a little bit. Something like that. It looks a bit better in terms of proportion. And then obviously you're looking at doing the sides of your glass sort of the same. So again, I'm just gonna trial and error this, and I'm gonna have a hopefully similar sort of length at the bottom, and then come down with your pencil in the hope that it sort of looks pretty similar on both sides. So yeah, it's just a case of obviously tinkering about with them. How does that look? Again, it's not the easiest thing to do, but once you've sort of got your main shape on your page, then you can obviously then to start to do your bit more detail on sort of like the rim, building a bit of a rim, and then you can start to sort of add your bits and pieces of shading. When we come to the bottom, it's going to be similar sort of thing. It's really what you can observe. So obviously if you've got the item in front of you, then that's your good starting point. Gradually making a bit more definition as you go, sort of thing. Obviously you're gonna delete your line at the end. We'll leave it there for now, but then you can start to sort of do any sort of shading that you see. Within your picture, within the image itself. just so it gives you the appearance of obviously being an item that's you know, like glass or perspex with light and shade and that type of thing. So just a quick exercise, as I say, go over it later on once you've got your proportions looking okay. Make sure you've got your rubber handy. And then you can start to sort of add your shading as you go. So I'm not going to do too much more on this, but it's just to give you the idea of using the centre guide. As I say, if you object similar on both sides, it's just a bit easier then to make sure that not everything looks sort of wonky as you're going. Let's just take that off completely if we can. Need a little bit more work on that, but yeah, and then we can just add a bit more detail to it. Darker shading on the bottom there. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, ruler, not use that often, but obviously if you're doing one of these type of still life objects, then really useful to get you going on your first draft. Anyway, have a go at that. Good luck, and have another practice.